In my opinion, Denial made more mistakes yesterday. They almost defeated themselves as many times as they defeated as well from their opponents.
Okay. Looking at the odds as well, it does look like the people are favoring
the people.
Infinity as well.
The people out there. We the people are part of that, it seems. So right now, Infinity have 2 players with utility. I see some pretty standard smoke execution, getting out there even before the ticket booth smoke has blossomed. Now Blue, underneath Palace, is able to pick up a little bit of damage. He's finally getting assists in there, but really it's all Link. 3 kills for him right now, and Denial deny the A site.
Yeah,
there's hardly any damage was dealt right there from Infinity.
Yeah, it looked like Infinity was trying to smoke off jungle as well as CT spawn and just push towards connector, except nobody actually ended up making it that far. The players actually drifting in towards the site, and that creates those distance engagement there. You can see Link with a great big smile on his face.
Pretty excited about that.
After that 3K round from him, but really Infinity didn't push the objective that they were trying to smoke off to get to, and that's what's going to allow Link to really come alive in that pistol round.
Infinity do not invest in anything here, trying to get a bomb plant if these CSGO gods will permit it. Sickly, as a matter of fact, is just trying to gain intel as to what kind of strategy that Infinity are playing. So you saw that he was just shoulder pinging it, afraid that there was some kind of some pistol force buy or something similar to that. So you don't know what's coming. Though there was a dink in there, so it's not looking pretty obvious that they're very unarmored, squishy targets out front. 2 good kills. Points and Malbs both finishing the jobs that Spamsy and Cruz were able to start up, but still at the end of the day, Denial will be able to take that second round comfortably so. Losing 2 players is not that big of an issue.
Well, it becomes a little bit of an issue to me, Dallas, because the guns that they lost in the process.
Did they lose rifles?
One was an AUG, the other was a FAMAS. So pretty expensive in the process. They're going for those eco kills, getting very aggressive, and yeah, technically they are punished for it moving into this round here. Looking at Infinity, 5 AKs across the field, but we've got 3 SMGs on the field for Denial, so actually coming in with less firepower than I'm sure they would like.
Mid-aggression points, he even catches an early indication that that is what's coming his direction. He is way back really fast. Now the T's are going to take this fight up top, across the top middle, and Malbs is starting to push and wanting to take this fight himself. So now you got some support coming in through the underpass, and Denial are going to realize that this isn't a sustainable position. Especially when you're taking damage like this, you have to eventually evacuate this spot, fall into something a little bit more defensive. Sure, they were able to bleed off 25 some seconds off the clock from Infinity trying to take over that mid control, but they didn't gain anything from it.
Yeah, Sam now taking down, cruising towards those upper B tunnels. He is going to be going passive as he's down to 15 HP, but the majority of these Denial players have taken quite a bit of damage. Dallas Sickly onto 50, Vadi onto 41, and that's going to prompt them to just anchor up, pillar up towards their positions. They can't really overextend too much, but they do have the man advantage, and that's just all what they need.
Sure, yeah, but they don't have the weapons advantage. I'd still say it tilts the scales to Infinity's favor. And they want to strike A. They've got that first kill. That's against Vadi. That was one of the wounded players, but Link goes down as well. That was a healthy player. Now look at the rotations. If the rotations were to come across, Malbs can spot and stop this pretty early on, but still you lost 2 players on that entry, and the bomb's been dropped in A main. Somehow Sickly was able to weasel his way into the lines, get a kill, and then fade away. They've thrown some grenades in here. He doesn't need to take this fight outright, but I think his odds are a little bit better if he manages a 1v2 spray down. He's got the first, trying to fall back for the next, but Spamsy finishes it, barely so. That was very close from Sickly, almost the savior of that round.
Yeah, Denial now after that will be looking towards most likely a force buy here. Infinity, they only kept 1 alive, so Spamsy will have to drop that AK towards a teammate. The money on the Infinity side not going to be looking too good as Denial now picking up pistols, a little bit of armor as well, I do imagine, as they attempt to upset Infinity here and get themselves a 3rd round. Oh, okay, so they're actually not going to opt for the full force buy. Just a couple P250s. We're actually going to see Vati and Sickly hang onto those USPs, and Sam A and Blue will have a Deagle and a CZ plus armor and utility.
Really thin angle from Spamsy right here. Sickly thinking about poking this one out, but would probably rather take the point-blank fight. Oh, but that grenade, that's a Ripper. And the Galil, or the AK rather, will come around the finish the job. So yeah, they're just looking to clean up this round. Blue's the only player with the armor out here. There's Sam that's popping off 50 cal, looking out towards top mid, and they're being forced back into the sites they go.
Okay, Sam towards top of connector now, firing off that deagle, not being able to connect. It will be Spamsy picking up his second on the round, moving into the A site now is Infinity here, where the only member to defend will be Vati. He's going to fall fairly easily as Spamsy picks up his third. Now the rotations will be coming in out of the final remaining Denial members as Link as well as Blue heading right outside of Market. And it's going to be Spamsy onto his fourth.
Almost got the job done with that
And
nade,
Blue
but
taken down.
Spamsy was able to just barely escape that. So they are able to dissuade Denial from getting any eco kills or little force buy there for Blue Meister, but he was looking okay. So everybody's got enough money now that Denial can think about actually a half buy. Sickly has enough cash, Sam has enough cash, but they're not really fully comfortable with everybody. They're right at that yellow margin. It's almost redlined, but they decide to go for just a cheaper purchase here. In the next round, they'll have a full resistance, including the AWP as well. The first time we'll be able to see that come onto the battlefield.
And Infinity to start this round will be moving to A very quickly. Denial actually gambling towards that B bomb site. It's going to be on Vati to open up this site or even hold it down for a moment.
Yeah, good luck with that one. Vati has the P250. He's looking for the close range fight on players that are in the top side of Palace. He did headshot Davey, but it's not good enough. Now the remaining B site players are getting cleaned up and they're starting to wrap around the ticket booth. Oh, nice shot, Sickly. Deagle Spamsy. And they've got one frag, and it's looking okay if they can manage to just get one more with the minimal investment that they've got. As a matter of fact, Link has an AK recovered and chest armor. He could have made an effort out of that, but the Galil with a soft, squishy dome is enough. So Infinity respond after the two of Denial. They pick up their first rifle round, their second after the eco, and then they pick up a third as well on a half buy from Denial. But that little eco easy trip has finally ended as we go to rifles.
Yeah, Sickly now will be picking up that AWP. Plenty of utility across the Denial side. Really only Link suffering in terms of what he's going to bring to the table, but he does have the kit as well as Sam A. So Denial coming into this round looking very good in terms of firepower as well as utility. Infinity, well, they've still got that Galil on points his back, but it does look like they will be favoring an A execute to start this round.
Deep smokes for the CT side. We saw these early on as well, and that's keeping the T side off of mid for the time being. They are spread. They've got players coming out through A main right now. They've lost their first. That's going to be Sam that peels that one off. Now, though, as he tries to throw a Molotov and backing up to get that Molotov onto Palace, has fallen. Vati somehow able to get that kill against Malbs as he falls through the eyes, or the skies, and his boots touch the ground for only a moment. 2v3 right now is Denial still just gaining the advantage temporarily. The bomb has to be recovered as well, which has been dropped over towards the Tetris side, and Cruisin has a long ways to go to get back into this fight. But Spamsy is still pushing as if he has direct support right here. He's going to end up towards a double peek. He takes off the rifler too, so he knows where one player is. The second one is going to be the mystery. That's Blue.
Spamsy now pressuring jungle here, able to take down Blue as well now. The final member, Sickly, 6 HP with an AWP. Can he make this happen? He's repositioned himself, coming towards the window, and it does look like he's going to tap out. With 6 HP, no kit, it's not worth it to pressure.
Yeah, but I mean, you lost a 3v2 advantage to Spamsy, to just Spamsy.
Yeah, and it was almost as if, I mean, Sickly missed his initial shot there towards spawn, and that's what allowed Spamsy to wide swing out. Then Link essentially dropped himself in front of Spamsy's crosshair for that easy kill. Blue Meister not able to trade it out either as Spamsy takes down the window lurk, that jungle position. And at that point, Sickly's like, hey, I mean, I shot maybe 2 shots that entire round, and everybody's dead around me. Infinity, a great round, some great patience out of them, some great individual efforts out of Spamsy to put them onto their fourth.
Oh, and Sickly kills Spamsy at the end of the round. So he's able to clean up both of those players, keeping Infinity within arm's reach. They're a little further than arm's reach, as a matter of fact. They'll be able to comfortably buy down fully into this round, and they should have another buy round after that. Yep. But Infinity are getting things done. They say they don't need an op. They could have easily purchased one on this round. They decide not to. Malbs would have been the best spawn for that. He had the closest one into mid as they race around this corner anyway. Are they going to be greeted by the op from Sickly? No, Sickly's headed over towards this B site.
Yeah, it actually looks like Sickly's going to look towards upper B to start this round off. That's a good nade out of him, doing just quite a bit of damage to Davies, who was trying to aggress on that area. Getting caught will be Davies, taking down that AWP of Sickly as Spamsy takes down Vati now.
Goodness gracious,
Blue Meister
from Blue.
with 2, and this round is still alive for Denial.
They line him up. He's going to hand over one rifle, but if he goes back for the second one, Malbs is here, and he should know. Malbs should realize that that was a bit suspicious after he picked up the first rifle. Sam distance shot against Malbs. These CZ shots are just managing to dome him right in the head, and that one's followed up on the body shot. Sam, now knowing that there's plenty of rifles right here on the catwalk side, is soon going to swing out. Picks up his rifle, sees that he's being points, he'll switch over to the AK. He's got a kill, and he's got a chance. The bomb is relatively early enough that he could end up clutching this round out, but he has to race. He spots Davies, takes the fight, knocks him down to 6 HP. He goes to the CZ and tries to keep pushing to close that distance. And Infinity are bleeding cash. They are hemorrhaging cash, but they're still winning rounds.
Yeah, losing quite a few players in that round will just, like you said, hemorrhage into their cash, into their wallets. They're going to be just buying up now, and it's not looking too bad, Dallas. But yeah, it's getting closer to that precarious spot where Denial, if they do end up picking up a round, could put Infinity onto either a force buy or a save. For Denial, though, the Mercy money is starting to add up as Infinity have taken the past 5 rounds in a row, but Denial need to stop this. Yeah, they're getting plenty of money from losing rounds, but they still need to pick up and win them.
Double off for Denial. Yeah, they do. They do need to win rounds, and this is a big investment. They're at the point now where it'll be a buy into a half buy into a buy for the CT side. And Infinity they've been really reliant on the cash that they've been able to save up for the most part because they had really healthy rounds in the 4th and 5th, and then they all died, and then one survived, and they're having to buy back into this. So they've just been able to just keep the stone skipping across the top of the water for the time being. But, man, it seems relatively close for Denial to be able to swing it. Can they swing it back now with such an investment on guns?
And as Infinity does pressure towards middle, we will see this top connector smoke Spamsy, and I do believe Cruisin will be heading in here. As the bomb, I do imagine, now will move over towards A. It does look like Infinity, as we near the 50-second mark on the clock, will be developing into an A split.
Difficult position to hold on connector when your catwalk is going to be exposed soon. Vati on the front side of this has a smoke in front of him. They peek it before the smoke blossoms. The grenade will come in as well. That'll hit Spamsy down to the threat point against Augs. And Link could actually swing back around and catch these T's coming up this connector now that's wide open. He misses his shot. Can he hit the second one? It seems like Sam just had the worst aim punch on the planet. Malbs finishes that job, but all the ops can't seem to hit their marks. Now Vati with a rifle will come back into it. Sickly again firing warning shots for the T side as more and more grenades come his direction. He's pressured out. 2v3, we've seen this before. Can Infinity get this one done? Points, hearing Vati climb up towards the top of the connector. He transfers over to the second target as well, and he covers. Ducks and covers. Double grenades over there, too, as he's trying to push the issue. Link, using his AWP as a spear, will take him down. Now Davies, last man standing, and they've touched the bomb once. He swings out, takes the first fight, and he's got 28 HP, and he's able to advance. But the death cam was going to show that. They know that he's at Tetris. Next shot wins, and Link barely manages to pull that off.
Yeah, still a very expensive round there as Denial only having one member survive. Infinity attempting to split onto A, actually end up giving up a free kill there. You called it. You saw that smoke coming in to block off jungle, but the pre-peek essentially towards that smoke gives Denial the opportunity to pick up an early entry, get into that man advantage situation. Then on top of that, Link missed quite a few shots from catwalk across towards the connector, but in the end, they're able to pick up those frags in the post-plant scenario, and Link ends up closing it out in a 1v1.
Yeah, that round continued to escalate, and the trades back and forth. We ended up almost in a little bit of a 1v1 clutch there. Would have been nice, but Infinity, they are stopped, dead in their tracks. If they do lose this one, their money will finally be exhausted, or so I believe. Maybe a bomb plant would keep him going. But again, Blue, he gets 2 kills. The last time he did this, he did it with a CZ and only got 2, but now with an AUG, he'll get a bonus one at that. Points, jumps into the B site, is able to pick up 1, but again, a 2v3 with wounded Infinity players. How much longer can Denial continue to try and retake these sites? They have man advantages sometimes, but when only one player is surviving, you are going to have a really hard time in this game. One coming across the apartments. You've got one on catwalk as well. That's going to be Blue to try and continue the effort, and then the last player, Vati, is going to be coming from the third angle through the market. So you've got plenty of points of entry, but you need to be getting in here quick, and Blue needs to be able to stay alive. He's the man with the kit. They'll be able to get in sight. They'll defuse it in a much better round for Denial.
Yeah, much more clean around, and that's exactly what they needed. Really Blue with that effort, a 4K out of him, holding down Catwalk. That was some great shooting. The Infinity players, they weren't expecting him to be there. You could tell they made that initial contact with that close player on Cat. They do look for that to be the trade, but Blue playing in that Cat room preemptively, able to take down 3 almost instantaneously before they head into the site.
Yeah, you would hope that Infinity would have learned their lesson the first time, when it wasn't as punishing, when it was a CZ that had done it.
Yeah.
Now that he has an AUG, he just easily picks up 3 players. So Infinity have to clear out that ladder room. Cannot make the assumption that it is wide open. So now they'll set up again. They've got a single AK here. They actually went for a buy because they know of the 2 rounds that Denial have won. It's been 1 surviving, then 3 surviving, and they've gotten bomb plants in both of them. So this does warrant a purchase.
Smokes coming out for A, some good spam damage being done, nades as well. Points, going to be able to pick up Sickly, who was trying to force the smoke, as Vati does find himself 2, a 3rd as well, 4th! And it's all on to Malbs.
Great transfer from one to the next. Just 3 rounds burst against all 3 of them, or 4 of them rather, it looked like. So Malbs is last up, and as the smoke fades on CT side, there's no more room to be able to plant this bomb. It's just not a realistic effort. He needs the frags.
Oh.
What a shot on a drive-by on
They're
Link.
keeping that money so
They
low,
really
Dallas.
are, and the loss bonus is starting to stack up for Infinity. But still, that's a pretty good streak for Denial, no matter what. 3 rounds in a row, you're welcoming that.
Yeah, for Denial, I mean, aside from that pistol round, they went quiet for 5 rounds in a row. Now they're starting to come alive. They've picked up the last 3, like you mentioned. They've tied this game up. And for Infinity now, then they got to watch out, because this momentum switch could be very detrimental to them.
Yeah, well, they're still able to put up a pretty good buy here. AKs and a MAC-10 with decent utility as well. They've struck the A site for a handful of times in a row. Now they think about going towards B. Spamzy leading the way. Right now the only one going this direction. Luckily, he's not an inch taller, because Sickly would have been able to line up that headshot. As that smoke, or that molly fades, now the rest of the company is able to get up in here. Another molly, but I believe it's going to hiss out on the smoke. Spamzy's into the site, going to open up the angles, and he overwhelms the first. Now the second comes in, but they're starting to line themselves up as well for Link. He's been boosted up on top of the box. Sure, you've got a man advantage, but Spamzy's the one that's making the space.
He's going to keep going.
He's really making space. Are these even head-armored targets? They seem so soft with a MAC-10.
Link now will be prompted to save after that. No money whatsoever on Denial, but just looking at that Infinity strat. So Spamzy essentially throws that little lurkout smoke towards the upper B, gets himself positioned right by the entrance, his team's setting up for the explosion. What that allows is there's no real buffer time for the CTs to react. Once the flashes start coming over, Spamzy's already at that window entrance, so he's able to jump out into the site. You see him actually push around to that Ska pillar, pick up the first frag, and then he keeps that train going, moving towards market, picking up yet 2 more frags.
Kill both of them outside towards CT.
Exactly,
like,
and just shuts down the round.
That was a MAC-10. Yeah, that wasn't, sure, maybe Denial didn't have the head armor on most of those players. I didn't see, but still, that MAC-10 was so scary.
Just tearing through everybody.
Fast.
Yeah.
And yeah, he didn't stop. After he took those first couple players in the site, he just said, well, I'll just go all the way through here and keep going, because the further he pushes out, the more space he creates for the team.
Exactly, and here are these 2 kills, taking down Vati and then onto Sam A. I mean, all but cementing the round, taking the round into his own hands, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, you could have won that with anybody going behind him. He won that round, straight up. Now it's got Denial. Even though they were able to win 3 rounds in a row, they are instantly back into this dumpster tier of economy. They've got the weapon that they saved from previous, and they're going to get a little bit greedy here with the pop flash, and that greed is paid off in dividends. 2-for-1 trade. They aren't going to be brave enough to get up those stairs to recover those rifles. Oh, those Sam. It's dangerous to push this, especially with just a P250. He needs the headshot. Malbs survives. Now Sam's just going to disappear, fade away. That damage is actually super valuable.
Davies has made his way out the apartments now. He's made his way into A site, able to take down Sam now. Is he going to smoke off connector? No, he doesn't. So that's actually going to allow the rotations from Denial to have a little bit of an effort towards this crossfire.
Yeah, and one of those rifles that was at top stairs has just been picked up. Sickly has gone back for that and is now joining everybody up through connector. Now they have the top of the stairs. Jumping into the site, Malbs a second breath of life as he hops from one side of the box to the next. They spam, they can't stop it. No damage dealt in further, so it is now the CTs with virtually no armor at all, but 2 rifles. Could make a chance at it, but now saving that AK feels so good.
Final 2 members, Vati as well as Sickly. I do imagine they're going to just fall back at some point here. They don't have a kit. They haven't gotten an entry now. And really, this round's going nowhere for the denial side.
Vati could go back through underpass, come up those stairs, and get that other AK.
Yeah,
that's up there
exactly.
too.
Exactly.
So that would work, but Sickly now backs up, is greeted by Davies, and now they will not have any rifles taken into the next round. Though they'll have weapons of their own, it would have been nice to be able to have 2 AKs.
Vati might be able to recover this AK in window here. Let's see. No, it doesn't see anything, but the T's will take a timeout. That's very interesting. I actually expected the timeout to come from Denial, but it's actually going to be from Infinity, and I do imagine that's just because of how scary these rounds have been. Even in them having success, we're seeing a lot of opportunity for the Denial side to actually just upset the round.
Yeah, I can see that from Infinity. So they're going to take this time out and talk about some of the mistakes that have played out. Some of the eco rounds from Denial that have dealt more damage than they should have. So they'll tighten that ship up a little bit and be able to hold their angles a little bit earlier. Expect Infinity to be a little bit more passive on the entries to these rounds and just hold back a shade. Maybe burn off 20 seconds on the clock early on and then use their smokes.
Exactly. All right, so Denial will have the AWP on the back of Sickly here. I do imagine he's going to be going for a very aggressive Halls push to start this one off. And it does look like he will take that position by the triple box, not opting for the Halls push, but it will be Infinity that's looking for an A execute here, Dallas.
Yep, there's a CT smoke at top A main, and that's where they see Points and Mulbs sitting right now. There's a full setup right now over towards the A site. Cruzen is going to go over towards B and make himself seem as big and as mean as possible. But the execute to A might actually happen sooner rather than later. I saw they took a dry peek up and in. Didn't see anything, though. But Sickly did not fire off a shot. What a pop flash. Didn't have a chance at that being scoped into A main. Didn't see it come up and over the wall. Now Sam at stairs is swung out a bit wide. He's able to defend, and it's going to stop the bomb being planted and forces it to the deck. A great nade as well. It chips down Points. Now Cruzen flanks the flankers who are coming up connector. Sam doesn't have many places to go. His blood now painting the stairs red through the wooden wall. He'll throw a grenade to try and scare off Cruzen. But man, that was a lot of damage early, but the bomb's down.
Yeah, I love this out of Cruzen, however. He resets the entire scenario, but he might get caught here just watching his back. Link pushing up. Cruzen actually picks up that kill, Dallas, and that's a massive kill to get, turning it into a 3v2 now.
Yeah, Cruzen finally taken down. He was harassing Denial the whole way, but with the bomb being down, they have to fight back into this one. It's 1v1. Davies has just more HP, and that might be the difference maker. Sam jumps into the window. If he missed that airstrafe, he craters. Davies will be able to recover the bomb with 22 seconds. Knife in hand. Expect maybe Sam somewhere else. I'm not sure.
Well, Sam initially got that kill towards the bottom of the middle, right? So in that situation there, Davies pretty much was looking to say, okay, he's probably on catwalk, he might already be on connector, or he's coming through T-spawn, and he kind of just faked that death cam. He wasn't expecting the Denial player to actually make the play towards window. Sam A does that. Davies was looking to take that bomb towards the B bomb site and gets caught in the process with his knife out.
Yeah, so if you think about it, there was 3 routes that he could have taken to get around the A side, or from where he was at top mid from that kill. Either connector, back to T-spawn, so there's 2, and then the one that was jump into the window, which is, I mean, if you're looking at 3 choices, he has 33% to choose correctly, and even jumping into the window, I think, is even less than that, because it's a tell when you jump into that window if somebody's close enough that they are going to win the round on a sound cue. So yeah, sure, jumping across the top side of that connector might have been scary, and he thought maybe as soon as he got past that connector, he was safe into jungle. But nope, there was a surprise waiting for him. We're getting a pretty competitive first map so far. It is CT-sided, but Denial have shown signs of life.
Definitely showing a little bit of life, especially toward the latter parts of this half. I mean, looking at the last few rounds, they've picked up 4 out of the last 6. So it's definitely a good showing out of the Denial side, but the momentum hasn't swung in their favor. Infinity still on top, still being dominant, and on their T side, they're looking to end this with 9 rounds here.
Yeah, there's been a lot of rounds where only one has survived from Denial now that I look at it. They have 3 rounds that they saved 1 rifle. They have 2 rounds that they were able to win a 1vx clutch. So it's not very healthy in the long term when Denial are having weapons. And you can see the impact on this right now. They have 1 AUG, 1 AK carried over, UMPs, and a FAMAS. And still Infinity are able to eclipse this round after round after round.
Infinity really liking this A bomb site here, heading over once again towards A. It will be Sam A being able to take down Spamsy now, but the pressure is on.
Oh my goodness, Malbs! What a transfer to Vati. I thought Malbs was dead to rights, being baited by the player jumping across. Malbs does die here, but it is 3v3, and the bomb's planted with late utility into the A site.
Sickly now getting taken down as Cruisin with that dirty lurk towards lower B will turn it into a 3v2. He's going to reset his positioning as well. What are these Denial players now? They realize it's only a 2v2 in the site.
Well, really it was a 1v2 for a while there. Points was still hanging around. Davies has shown up just now, and Points is just going to get it done all by himself, it looks like. Absolutely so. Infinity have secured the half, now taking their 8th as we go into the last round. You either end up at a very close 7-8 or a 6-9 trailing, and you require a pistol round from Denial to be able to recover that. They did win the pistol in this first half, though.
Yeah, for Denial to actually pick this round up, they're going to need to be hitting some crazy shots, as we're going to see CZs across the field, a 5-7 on the back of Sickly, Link bringing out the Scout. They've got their work cut out for them. Infinity definitely in the driver's seat going into this final round of the first half of this first map, Dallas.
That was nuts from Malbs on that entry. Ooh, that was a
Cruisin'.
great nade, but that's a pretty good nade too.
Responds.
Yeah, nade for nade. Does 50 damage to Cruisin', and then he does 65 damage in return against 2 players. Deep utility here for Denial, and that's really most of their utility. They've got 1 smoke left. They've got a handful of flashbangs at least, but that second smoke in the apartments, this will be interesting because Infinity Infinity are knowing that Denial are going to buy up whatever they can in this round, and they're seeing that 2 smokes have been put deep B, which is peculiar because now you're going to think, okay, there's 2 smokes down towards the B site. Maybe we hit B later.
Well, especially now because of the fact that they realize that, okay, if they're low on money and they're burning this kind of utility, then at this point, what do they really have left? And looking at the utility on Denial,
really
Sam A, 2 flashes and a nade on him, Blue with 1 flash himself. It's not looking too good for Denial.
I would love to see Infinity go back and hit that B site after seeing all that utility shoved over there. Uh-oh, they're going to push in from VOD. It's hard to see targets through that narrow angle across the grates, but Malbs does spot him first. So now you're starting to lose some players towards A. You've got 1 inherent defender there that's going to be Link. He's going to be using the Scout. Cruisin' might actually jump back up into this window. He's standing on the ledge right now. His shoulder will show first compared to Sam.
Yeah, Sam definitely saw this easy frag for him. Link now takes a little bit of damage by that ticket booth, pushed off towards CT spawn. He's still got the double up setup with Sickly here, and Sam A rotating in with the AK, but jungle has been taken. Points pounces, and we'll be able to take down Sam A.
Yeah, that was a rapid push right there through jungle. That was completely unexpected. Blue now passes the opponent of Points. But he'll be cleaned up anyways. Now it's a 4v2. It's looking like it's just going to end up being Infinity to take that lead 9-6. You've got no kits. The bomb's been ticking for a little bit while. Now Sickly pre-fires the corner. Looking for the next, though. It's 1 for 1s and then 2 for 1 to close it out. So a pretty lackluster end right there because Denial, who had been fighting the economic fight that entire half at the last round, didn't really have much to show for.
Yeah, Denial really just coming up flat-footed towards the end of the half, like you mentioned. We saw a little bit of life for them towards the middle part of that first half, but other than that, it was a complete Infinity show. Remember, Denial also picked up the pistol round to kind of pad that scoreline, but overall, Infinity showing really good standings, really good structure on their T side.
Yeah, as long as Denial can end up winning that pistol round, they can end up making it a wash, start things all over again. But we've got more action for the first map of this series between Denial and Infinity, with the second half coming up soon. Stick around. You're watching the Pro League. Hey, y'all, welcome back to the Pro League. It is Denial versus Infinity. We're about to join the second half, but let's take a look at the numbers right now. Infinity in command at 9-6, and you can see that Malbs 115 ADR, Spamzy right there at 98 as well. So you've got some big frags coming in. Malbs is the one that stands out to me as well. When he fragged, he got multi-frags, 2, 3s in exchange for his own life.
Yeah, Infinity definitely started off shifting. Well, they started off fairly slow there, Dallas, but shifting into 6th gear towards the end of that half and just absolutely running away with it. And now as we begin this pistol round, Denial looking towards a very quick B here as you see the smokes getting thrown out and Infinity with 3 members to defend.
They don't have grenades to stop this push. There's no Molly, there's no HEs, but here they come. Malbs has a great shot on the first. Can he trade that 2 for 3? Cruisin giving some help out here. Malbs has sacrificed his body for the greater good, and they still have the Ninja on point, who's still up into that Ninja box position. He swings out, says, I'm hungry, feed me. 2 kills.
Really, even points wasn't necessary through that whole thing.
No.
The rotations were coming in. Cruisin doing a great job holding down that B side by bench. I do like the idea from Denial smoking off early towards that marketplace, towards that window, and just charging into that B bomb site. If they do end up entering, it's going to be very hard for the CTs to retake. But Malbs hitting a great entry kill there, and then Cruisin chiming in with 2 of his own. Points then comes around that corner from that ninja boost that he was given, and Infinity pick up a fairly easy pistol round.
Yep, well, Denial, they changed the channel on the TV and the T-halls, but they're going to stay on the same station of trying to hit this B site.
Huge nade.
Oh my goodness!
Get
Good
chunked.
luck! Yeah, this is going to be a spray down and a half. He's got a handful more down to his sidearm. He finally dies, but that nade may have done about 300 damage.
Well, it actually did 277.
That was a pretty good estimate. Did it give us that stat at the
It
end? Okay, I gave it a shot. I'm surprised I was within 25.
No, I mean, you're the brains, man. I've gone over this since week 1. All right, so 11-6 is our scoreline. Denial catching a massive nade there on that eco round, but they are going to be moving into AKs here, Dallas, and this is where they have to shine. Infinity shouldn't, if they do shut them down here, it will prompt Denial to go on to another eco, giving Infinity the opportunity to make that spread even further.
Yep, Denial have all AKs. They've got half utility right now, and it looks like Infinity are going to take some initiative. Spamzy joined in arms with Davies right now, pushing through A main. This is information no matter how you look at it. How far do they go, though? How far do they gamble this push? Do they leave Spamzy alone? It does appear to be the case.
Oh, he walked right up and through that smoke. Sam A's about to catch points off.
Uh-oh. Surprise, surprise. He's going to look for trigger discipline on the next kill. He is butted up right behind points. Free kill at that. Now they turn around. Cruisin isn't able to respond in time. Well played by Sam to get in behind the lines as best as he could. He's now picked off mid. He's picked off a player on the B site, and that really weakens the B site, especially with a slow rotation of only available.
Spamzy should be able to take down blue here.
A little bit of taste of your own medicine.
He's going for the knife.
Is he? Oh, jeez.
That got scary.
Yeah, that headshot animation almost saving Blue's life.
Yep.
2v4 now, but that should be a free and clear site with not much challenge. Sam is still just being the problem right in the center of the map. Sam gets 4 kills on that round, all opened up by him. Stops the rotations, he gets the entries. He basically makes that B site super vulnerable.
And the scary thing about that was he forced that connector smoke, essentially timed it at the same point where it was fading out. And I do believe he might have actually walked through it just a little bit. Points wasn't expecting that, so Points puts his attention towards window, towards that window boost, and that's what's going to allow Sam then to sneak up right behind him, pick up that first kill, and then Cruisin, looking for the trade, gets taken down very quickly as well. Denial have that entire window area to play with, and now Infinity will be on a little bit of a pistol force as they are looking to generate some more cash.
Well, they do have Spamzy up on top of the palace right now. He knows Vati's up here, and he's going to try and push this issue. He's going to chase Vati now. He times this really well, but Vati turns back and fights just at the right time at a distance as well, so the P250 wouldn't be that lethal at that range. And now they spot that it could be another B hit. Does that pull the rotators off the A site and make that A site even more vulnerable at this point? T-side grenades are headed down range, so they just hold fast. They're going to sit in their defenses, hunker down as best as they can, and try and let these Deagles do the long-range fighting.
Shots being exchanged from Halls as well as Window. As Link has made his way out Tetris now, he will be leading the charge for his
Malbs.
side. Points.
Look at Malbs. Malbs is about to ambush him from above.
There
He's
you
got
go.
himself one. Still looking for a couple out there, but the A site evaporates.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you're down left to Cruisin'. Malbs got up on top of the scaffolding and was able to catch. Nice one,
okay.
D. That just broadsided.
Maybe a couple
Bothy.
more?
Yeah, there's a chance. That's all he needs to do. There's an AK at his feet here, but he's going to need some long arms to reach that one. Link holds the angle at the top of the stairs. Oh, what a one dig. Looking for a couple more.
Oh!
Cruisin' is our hero so far. Almost able
Are
to
you
pull that
kidding
round
me?
back. That was a 1v4 dig. He manages to get out 3 of them.
Just Denial being way too overconfident in that, giving him those 1v1v1s, and Cruisin' is going to just exploit every single one. Look at the shot here on this first player falling from stairs, and then the second player tries taking the duel. He's able to take down Sickly, and then finally Sam A puts an end to it, says, hey, okay, we're not going to lose this one.
Yeah, right. Well, if Denial end up taking punishments like that, it's going to end up looking a lot like the first half. Denial were only barely able to skirt rounds out, having one surviving a handful of times. If that's the case and that continues, that's going to be a problem because that's Denial were really suffering money. So now they're going to get a main push. I think they're going to be welcoming to this. They got the first one easy at that. And even a teammate's flashbang came in, but it was a little bit late. Doesn't matter, unneeded. Now points. Giving a little bit of a team damage there against Malbs. Not too much of a problem.
A little miscommunication, but it's all right.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen so far in this group stage of teammates shooting each other at least a little bit.
Cruisin' now taking that contact record.
A
You're going
little
to see
bit
the
more.
TK go down as Malbs does take down his teammate in points, leaving only Cruisin', who looks like he actually wants to save within this round, as the bomb will be getting planted in A.
Yep, it's planted to the safe side of triple boxes. And your players will escape out through connector. This shot, man, this is going to be another expensive round for Denial. They can't really survive in longevity if they just continue to die like this. So Cruisin', he knows he's at 6 HP. There's no chance to just stick this bomb in all reality. Okay, he had 1.5 seconds left.
He got closer to that
closer than
diffuser.
I thought, but that's good from Denial. That's a good sign, too, because they know that they're vulnerable. They don't want to end up walking out into a peak where they lose a fight to a fake bomb defuse. So count out to 4 seconds, then take him down.
Exactly. So Infinity now, after losing that round, will be prompted to save once more. Denial the opportunity to get into double digits here off of a nice little A split, as we just saw. Really, it just came down to that connector play. We saw the Malbs actually TK points, and that's what really just shifted the tide in Denial's favor.
Now, all top mid for Denial. All top mid. They are really going to try and push down this region. It's still pistols for Infinity. A spam through for a Malbs. He's not going to be able to connect on the T's that were actually lined up. But Spamsy gets his next. You're losing points as well, but this mid pressure and this mid push is almost unstoppable for Denial. It's 4-2 right now, and you only expect the push to just be at their own pace. Cruisin' finished off. He does die to the AK, so the Molly doesn't finish the job and get the cheap reward. Spamsy needs to pull off another miracle like we saw in the last round.
I don't think he's going to be able to find anything with this terrorist on the other side of him. Maybe he picks up one frag here, but other than that, these Denial players should be ending this round fairly easily. There you go.
Nice shot from Sam, real quick too. So Denial are right back into the game after winning 4 in a row. The pistol round was won by both teams in the first and then second half, and you were only able to get one after that. So that's a wash. And now Denial are showing that their T side is just as damaging to Infinity as it was from Infinity in the first half. So they're coming right back into this game. Infinity have themselves a full setup, though, to slow this down. But if Denial do win this, they should end up taking the lead.
Okay, let's look at how Infinity are going to approach this round. It does look like they'll be playing a standard 2-1-2, 2 on A, 1 towards middle. We'll see the cat player push up. Denial will be creating a little bit of mid presence. We are going to see them swinging out towards the top mid. Malbs able to get into that cat room, and we are going to see the rotation off from window as points moves into B.
Yeah, Malbs actually pretty happy that that grenade came into the window and broke that vent open. Oh, what an angle. Spamsy, that smoke at top connector had a gap in it. It is traded back. I think Spamsy, his rear end was just a bit too wide out there, and he has been spotted. So it's traded straight forward on that A site, but still you have, oh, Sam, sorry, knows exactly where points is, but he stands too tall. One step too many up the stairs, and he'll go right back to the bottom of him like a slinky.
But that is 2 positions being given away. Not only is Davies, who took down Sam by the staircase, but also Points, who Sam saw and tried to Molotov out. So Denial now has an idea where 2 players are actually playing around on their CT side, and this should provide them a little bit of information to move into A, get this bomb down, and what to smoke in Molotov.
They're eking their way in, but no smokes is going to be a very scary predicament for Denial to plant this bomb. Malbs is pushing top mid, so he won't have the connector presence to be able to stop the bomb plant if it were to go to the other side of the triple box. Points and Friends is right here on CT spawn. They've got that first, so that whole lane is no longer available for Denial to plant that bomb. With 18 seconds left in the round,
they gotta hurry.
Someone has to man up.
Yeah, the plant will be going down now as Infinity just waiting for all their members to get here, including that massive flank from Malbs now coming up this T ramp. Is he able to take down Vati, or will Vati check him?
Oh,
there
the tracking right there from Malbs is just a little bit behind, and Blue's going to be able to turn this back into an even fight. And he's almost able to escape back underneath Palace. It's a 1v1 now as Vati picks up a kill,
bomb's
and
planted
he's
in
got,
the site,
yeah, the
though.
bomb's not planted for him. It's a full 10-second defuse, though. Vati on the way. Cruz comes off the bomb, and now Vati's in no man's land, but he still fights it and still wins it. A 1v2 clutch for Vati, and like I said, Denial might end up taking the lead from this. However, with another round where Denial only have one surviving, it is on the menu for Infinity to make a force buy purchase.
Yeah, looking at Denial's money, they're looking pretty good here as Link, after buying down, goes to 4K. Vati onto 5.4. Bluemeister, he's got 2.4. Sickly and Sam are really the only ones struggling, but Infinity do throw in a little bit of a pistol buy here to just break into that economy that much more. Maybe recover an AK and maybe make something happen.
Oh,
ooh, a little bit of a flub smoke towards T-spawn.
New smoke for everybody to do research. Not sure what happened there or how you managed that.
I think he might have gotten bumped.
Yeah, either bumped or someone jumped in front of his smoke and it just fell right at his feet. Anyways, it looks like you've got a peak angle from Link. Oh,
another flub smoke. That's going to give Link such an angle here. He's
I
going
don't
to
know what that smoke hit. It stopped. It still landed up
those
there.
planks are uneven.
Yeah, but it still stopped up there.
Yeah.
Like, it just died. Like, hit the backboard and just ran out of energy.
Okay, and it does look like Denial will be consolidating their forces towards this A bomb site. Davies now pushing into this A ramp as Link will be entering. Is he going to clear this? Does exactly that, getting the first kill now. 2 more members towards connector for Infinity.
Oh, Spamsy just sent a warning shot. It was almost a collateral Deke headshot, it looked like. They lined up in A main. Now Blue pushes his way in. It's a free and clear site, only minor resistance left. It's just cruising. He's a ticket booth. He's been spotted, and now it's going to be basically you're kill hungry. You're looking for a frag, and Link even pushes out while flashed, and you lose 2 bodies to the end of that one. Denial are a bit too aggressive here, I feel. Similar to what was going on yesterday.
They have been able to take the lead now as the score does hit 12-11. And I do believe that's the first time they've taken the lead since the start of the match there when they got those 2 initial pistol rounds. Back to, the pistol round, and then they got the following round. And they haven't seen the lead since then. So Denial grinding their way back into this to get that 12-11 scoreline.
Yep, and this was anticipated after Infinity lost that rifle 2 rounds ago. Now it's Rifles back. They're missing a little bit of utility here, but they're going to play aggressive. There's a lot of T's holding this angle. They've done great damage, but they are being chased. Malbs, the wounded player, I think he was barely escaping at 10 HP. Link will chase that corner and finish the job. So Denial have the man advantage. They can also force the CTs to split their defense. We haven't seen B struck in quite a while.
It does look like Denial will be favoring that area of the map, and wisely so, as it does look like Infinity favoring the stack towards A in response. This is going to give Denial only 1 man to contest this B bomb site, and that's going to be points. As the smokes are being lined up right now, we are going to see Vati leading the charge into B here. Can he get this entry?
Well, this is going to be this is going to get flashed off. There's no way Points actually sees what's going on here. So he falls off. He's now below the barrel. He's got a Molotov of his own. He could actually burn quite a bit of this smoke that the Denial had thrown out. And that would allow some rotation as well. So it looked like a heavy commitment of utility of grenades coming up and over the wall.
I like this here. Denial not forcing it too early on. They are going to take their time. The second Molotov coming out, the flashbangs as well. We are going to see the player boosted in sight as Points makes contact.
Points is starting to get wrapped on. He is cleaned out instantly, but Cruisen's the surprise. He's being banged through the wall. A ton of damage with excess concrete now in his skin, and they fall back for an instant save. Infinity, I mean, Davies is looking like he wants to take a fight, but he's getting the command from on high saying, get that off out of there.
Yeah, no NA saves here. If you're going to save, get out of dodge, save that weapon. You don't want to be in that position where you're saying, oh yeah, we should save, but I kind of want to get some kills. Then all of a sudden you lose that weapon. Davies in a much safer spot will take the fight, and that's going to be from the A side across the Cat, where he's going to catch off Vati, and he will get out of there towards the T side of Palace to save that AWP.
They're clearing out CT. They've got one. Spamsy's right here. Great headshot for him, but they are wrapping him on multiple angles right now. So Spamsy, disconnected from Davies, is actually committing himself to ensure that the op's going to live in the next round. Spamsy's as well. He's going to get pressured one more time. There's the peek.
Ooh.
Blue takes that rifle out, and that is problematic a bit for Infinity. They can buy up right here. Malbs has $5 grand.
It would have been nice to see that weapon get dropped, though, right?
Yeah, if that weapon was saved, then it's 100% rifles with pretty good utility in the next round.
Exactly. We will see a couple players on the CT side now really struggling to pick up everything they need. Points on 4.1, Cruisin and 4K, Spamsy as well, 4.5. They'll be able to grab most likely the rifles they need. However, the lack of kits, lack of head armor, lack of utility are all going to come into play.
So again, this is the second map, and it starts. Oh, it's the first map. Sorry, got ahead of myself. Sorry, it was Infinity that picked this map. Denial is now ahead though. So if you can take your opponent's map pick, that's going to be massive. But Denial, I don't see too many signs of them slowing down. They are playing super aggressive, very similar to what was going on yesterday. They really struggled on Overpass though, but now that they're against an opponent that isn't as such a high caliber, they can actually use that aggression to their favor this time. It's not as easily stopped.
Denial looking towards A very quickly right now. Some early flashes coming out. I do imagine that Denial will be bursting out of these halls here as Sam A first on the scene as Vati takes down Spamsy.
They love this fast play. Just let her rip. Get into the sights. Points at blind. Sam A blind. And it is Points that wins that fight, keeping Infinity alive for the time being. Otherwise, a 5v3 would have been probably another save call. Jumping up and into the fight is Points. He gets 2. No, it was 1. Davies actually picked up the first kill, but he still wallbangs Link. 4v2 suddenly turned right on its head. I thought it would be Denial with the 4-man advantage, but instead, Infinity now have the bomb out there as well. Vati comes right back. He'll be able to join Sickly at A main, but these angles are difficult.
Yeah, now that Molotov in front of Vati as well, there's not really much for him to do. He's going to force the Molotov, and Malbs getting a very easy kill in the process. So Infinity are able to get around on the board here after quite some time. 7 rounds in a row, actually, going the way of Denial before Infinity show their own. But they do it confidently, being able to keep 4 people alive here, Dallas, building that money very early on.
Yeah, that was Denial just played that really fast play style, and they just continued through it. So they had that bomb planted. They had to commit those players as soon as the bombs were touched, but Infinity ended up coming out on top of that exchange. The money is a well-received gift, though, for Denial. That extra $800 is basically full utility for everybody. Blue Meister is able to throw his grenades out early on into this round, and they've secured lower, they've secured mid. Infinity are not contesting these regions directly.
Okay, it does look like to begin the round here, Denial running a little bit of that default after losing that A rush. Won't be looking for that right off the bat. They want to take mid control. We're going to see Link make his way into connector here, actually undetected as well, Dallas. So this is a great anchor position for him as the round progresses. Might even be able to catch Spamsy off, who looks a little bit eager to get that information.
Yeah, this is dangerous with Link's position here. He actually backs off of it. He'll yield that.
Yeah, I think he wants to get Sam into
just
window.
For the window boost. So they'd rather have a player in window or
bold.
short of window,
yeah,
ready to go into window at any point, but it's better than connector, they say.
And that's because Denial will be opting towards this B execute. As we pass the 50-second mark on the clock, we are going to see 2 members positioned towards B. That's going to be Cruisin on the platform as well as Malbs towards that get right corner. The execute should be coming out. The nades have been heard from the CTs. Let's see what Cruisin can do here.
It'll be interesting to see
big
how they use Sam A. Oh, there's the spray down. Cruisin will burn 100-0, but Malb's now underneath. There's how they use Sam. They'll put him in late to catch the rotation. I feel like we've seen this story before.
Oh, but look at that. Off that rotation, off of that kill, the audible's called, Dallas. Denial's going to move that bomb through lower B towards connector, and Infinity cannot rotate towards window. They've got to go through CT spawn, and this is giving room now for the Denial team to take the site.
Davies from up above, able to pick up one, but he is pulled out. It's now 2v3. Sickly still holding on to this mid control, this Ivy, this everything around there is denied by Infinity. So now they have that one last player to clean up, 3v1, and Denial continue their onslaught, only dropping that single round 2 rounds ago, and they're right back into the game.
Sam almost handed over the round to Infinity there.
Really?
Yeah, because he gets that first kill into window. The rotations are going through CT spawn. What does he decide on doing? Well, I'm going to push through that vent grate and get all of these frags for myself. But what does he not realize? Well, there was still one Infinity player that was straggling towards B, and he picks up that frag onto Sam. At the same time, you were talking about, I believe, points coming over that smoke, picking up another frag, and then all of a sudden we're into a 3-on-3 just like that, Dallas. Very scary round for Denial.
Still, though, that's the second time they've been able to put Sam either in a position around that jungle region and stop everything from Infinity. We saw him go up to topside connector and then rotate back in behind them and stop a pretty quick kill, one tap execution, and catch an instant rotation. So he has been paramount in making sure that Denial are currently ahead. Only just 14-12, and Infinity still have the weapons advantage, especially now that they've knocked out Vati out of this round. But Denial have gotten pretty creative. I love the creativity in that previous round.
Okay, let's see what Denial are going to be approaching this round with. Does look like, once again, a slow default. The AWP of Sickly actually moved towards B tunnels early on, but now moving back towards A, I do imagine Denial will be letting Sickly lead the charge here, looking to him to actually open up that A bomb site. Who's playing A right now? Well, we got Davies towards that ticket booth, as well as Spamsy in the sandwich. And it does look like Denial will have their work cut out for them if they want to make it into this site.
I don't know, man. Easier said than done. Sure, they've got the utility, and we know Davies will climb that ticket booth as fast as he can. Spamsy's ahead of the smokes. He's in sandwich right now. This could be a surprise for Denial.
They're not going to molly it out either.
They have Sam working on that late lurk. He should be able to catch the catwalk player when they start to rotate in. Here's Spamsy. Does have the first. Now he's swinging out, wanting to take the fight outside. It'll all be traded. Orange and blue, but the bomb's been dropped. With 17 seconds left, Sam A has finally shown himself, taking the long-range fight, but still trading back and forth. It's a 1v1. Safely planted, or is it? He's going to wait out, fire a little bit.
He's got it.
It ticked him a bit, but now Sickly versus Cruisin'. Op versus off. There's the first shot, allowing him out. Sickly now able to hold that angle while he reloads. He takes that round.
That was lovely from Sickly there in that position. Realizes that, hey, this last guy could be anywhere. I'm just going to jiggle. I'm going to bait out a shot. And in the process, Cruisin' actually fires off of him. Sickly's able to take advantage because of the fact that he's got to put another round in the chamber and then peek out towards that jungle. And Sickly hitting a great shot to put Denial onto their 15th round.
Yeah, Sam, his lurk has been so impactful. So if you're expecting 2 players to rotate off of the B side or rotate off of the A side and come in support, Sam is always getting one of those guys.
Yeah, that round he was towards the lower part of mid, I believe.
He is absolutely destroying. He's just being the fulcrum right in the center of the scales, and he is forcing the Infinity are weaker on their retake. It is a bit risky, but having that lurker play is such a perfect undercut to any kind of rotation. A lot of teams don't utilize lurkers that well, but I love that Denial are using him really fashionably creative.
Yep. Okay, and as freeze time is coming undone, Infinity looking to stay alive. They need 3 rounds in a row, Dallas. Thomases are on the field, an M4 as well. You'll see Spamsy with plenty of utility, but an MP9. So Denial here, are they able to take this one slow like they have been and find some easy success, moving very early towards B? Let's see how they play this.
They got a little bit of room left to work. They'll have 3 rounds cushion if they really want to take this one the distance. Denial would have just those 2 rounds of loss bonus if they are to lose the next 2 into the final 30th round. But it's just so appropriate, it seems, that we're we could end up in a pretty even fight. Right now, though, Infinity are a bit shortchanged. They got FAMAS's, they got an M4, they got an MP9. That weakest gun, the MP9, is right at the top of A main right now, but this is not a sustainable position. Eventually that smoke will fade and he'll have to shift out. I'm actually really surprised that Denial are going to put so much riding on this if they're setting up for the B smokes right now, which they are doing.
I think they're actually
no,
just hanging.
mid.
Yeah, they're just hanging out towards middle for a standard default. They wanted to see what Infinity would do if they would get aggressive.
Oh, that smoke is. Oh, it's a one-way.
Huge gap
for points. That may have been his own smoke, unless he managed to stand up there and block it, and it landed right into the windowsill.
That could have been a thing.
It could have gone both ways, but still, the utility's short for Infinity. They're gonna have to get all of this done at Denial's pace. They have to get those entry frags. They have to get the spams through the smoke, and they can do that because you got 2 wounded players from Denial.
So you called it. Denial will be moving back towards B. You're going to see this split starting to develop now as Sam as well as his teammate Link moving up catwalk. Denial members towards the upper B getting ready to pressure this site.
My question is where is Sam? Sam's actually entering to this B site right now from catwalk. He's trying to take this first fight. He knows Cruisin's over here, when actually there's 2 players on that side. Cruisin's got the first and second, looking for the third, but Sam, late to the party, is still good. He's got 1 more, but he is the only man
8
left.
seconds
He
too.
needs 4 kills in really fast moves, but he does a little bit of damage. Infinity, are they able to recover that MP9, swapping it out for the AK? It's a FAMAS. Okay, all right. It's okay.
Infinity still not out of dodge yet. Losing 2 members in that round does mean that they will have to drop quite a few weapons. Here's Cruisin now trying to defend that B bomb site. Ends up getting the double kill. Sam A finally trading that one out. But really with the time left, only 8 seconds by the time Sam gets up towards Get Right, there's not much that he can do. Now, looking at this round, Denial won't have the money to actually battle back either. They're going to go for a little bit of a pistol buy here, Dallas. Look to win the round, maybe do some more economic damage. But Infinity will be taking this to a 14th most likely, and we'll be going the distance here for this first map.
Oh yeah, just like we did in the, I believe the first map. The first map in the previous series went to 30 rounds, just the same. Spamsy spamming out over the top of that first smoke, but with the window boost, you've got yourself a piece of candy and a second one out there as well. This little eco from Denial is starting to look pretty threatening. Malbs, though, is able to pick off Sam, who had himself an AUG recovered, and avoiding the grenade that came in from Vati, who was underneath the window. They just need one of these picks. To get back into this round, they need somebody from Infinity to overstep their bounds.
Yeah, Davies now playing on top of that ticket booth, making a little bit of contact, peering on towards that connector.
He spotted
We'll see Vati actually recover the FAMAS now.
He was spotted, though, by Malbs.
Will take him down.
Yeah, now it's going to be obvious where he went, though. Sickly gets up and in the connector, and Davies is there. So just
a hopeful round.
Yeah, it was a hopeful round, but we are going to 30 regardless. Denial weren't thinking that they could honestly win that round, but what kind of impact did those kills have against Infinity? Maybe the fact that they can't buy an op right now, possibly so.
Yeah, really that's all it was.
Yeah, that's what those kills resulted in. Does that make a difference? Probably.
Looking at Denial now, they do have the option to pick up an AWP. Sickly's on 5.9. Blue really has no cash on him. Link also really broken into this round. So looking at it, Infinity will be in a better position to actually pick up this round. However, the way Denial's been playing, I really like the way they've approached their A site. I think they avoid B completely. Maybe a default towards middle, maybe an A execute right off the bat, but stay away from that B bomb site.
Yeah, well, Infinity have been handing over mid for the most part. They'll do a skirmish out there, but they really get cold feet after about the first 4 or 5 seconds of that skirmish. Then they'll fall back. They'll either hold CT or they'll put that window player into jungle. So Denial can just eventually secure mid. Points is the mid defender right now in window. It's a 2-1-2 defense, and I agree with you. I don't think it's going to be a B strike on this one, even though most hands from Denial are headed that direction.
We are going to see that AWP of Sickly just peering on into this B bomb site. We have a little bit of support for him as Sam A is behind his teammate, and Sickly might be able to get this frag onto Cruisin here.
Uh-oh.
See if he's able to
Don't do it, Cruisin. Okay, throws the grenade down.
Good nade.
Great damage to Sam. That's a really critical player that you need to start to chip out.
It's really only one player on this B bomb site now. Cruisin with a little bit of spam damage as he does smoke off. Or no, I do believe he might have actually smoked behind Sickly in the process.
Well, I hope that doesn't give him enough confidence to jump up into that op.
Well, Cruisen's actually not going to look for that.
Yeah.
He's just hanging out right below. But what a tense round here at B.
Nobody wants to be that first guy to die in the last round of regulation. Nobody wants it to be your fault.
Okay, Denial now moving back to A, and this is something we talked about. Just stay away from that B bomb site. You haven't found too much success in it. Denial now moving back to the A bomb site. I imagine an execute will be coming out from them. But Sickly, really, with that AWP, I expected him to go over to the A site and really help out his teammates with those long-distance engagements.
Yeah, well, right now he's zeroed in, and he got bored. He starts to peek around in this upper side, just as the Denial team starts to push in. Mobs, who was boosted up on top of that box, is able to pick off Link, so your connector control is gone. A smoke on the top side of connector will secure this bomb plant, but what a lovely little boost. That surprises Vati, and you have a 5-on-3 advantage. Oh yes, Sickly on the long lurk. He needs these kills, but they're already past connector. They're already into the stairs.
Oh, Sickly sees the first player move. Sickly able to take down one.
Sweet time on that shot. The long bomb. He's got the bomb in sight right now, and he's got the shot. But they need to actually push out here. They don't have the range for this. They have an AUG, 2 AUGs at that. They'll fire off the first. They've got the kill for Sickly, and I think he's known that, oh, they actually stuck the bomb.
Goodness.
They stuck the bomb. They braved it out, and I mean, that is really it, the do or die. If Sickly picks that again, I think the bomb ticks far enough away that he could just continually hold there 1v1.
Yeah, really, the play that Denial made, in essence, there was a good play. They leave Sickly in that lurk position to close out the round, but the members of Denial, after getting the bomb down, should have been playing that bait. Force the CTs to actually pressure you, rather than taking those duels and going down early. If they were to stay alive, that would allow Sickly a little bit more involvement in that post-plant scenario. Unfortunately, though, they go down way too early, and by the time Sickly actually gets his first kill, it's already a 3-on-1, Dallas.
Yeah, it is. And so the halves end up washing out 9-6 to 6-9, and we go into OT1. MR3 16K, if you're unfamiliar with it, and this is where things get interesting. We have seen teams really suffer with their utilities, but when it comes to 16K, 3 rounds, you've got more than enough money to be able to keep the coals hot. And right now, Denial are welcome to that. Infinity as well. And interesting, they only go for the single off purchase. And Points trying to get his spray under control. Only 1.5 players. He had enough time out there to be able to pick up another one, but his spray was wild and out of control.
Bluemeister, the solo member towards a ramp. 2 members of Infinity pressuring this period of the map. And it does look like Davies now. Is he going to overextend?
We've seen
Is he going to look towards it?
We've seen this one quite a few times, it seems to me.
There's the push coming in.
Yeah, well, this might be their saving grace. Can they win this fight and secure the bomb control? Vati up above. This will be a surprise. He's in a spot there, and he can actually lurk it, but they get them both. That's bomb, and it's up on top of that catwalk. It does, though, look like they're willing to give it up. And we've seen Sam in this spot before, but previously he's had help. Someone's been able to ferry that bomb to one side or the other, but Sam's position is basically nullified in that aspect. Sure, he gets a kill here, but with 50 seconds left, they're going to have to go recover that bomb, make the decision that it's likely going to end up being the A site.
Yeah, Sam actually spotted that out, but I do imagine Cruisin able to take him down now as Sam, once again, his eyes flush with dollar signs as he does see that player crossing towards CT spawn. Cruisin punishing him once again for doing it. It's all on to Link in this 1v3.
He has to make the quick decision. And it does look like he's going back towards the B side. He could turn down mid, but with it being a 1v3, I highly doubt that he's actually going to expose himself to all these different angles. He is.
He's going to go up middle.
He's going to go straight down the
14 seconds, though. He's got to hop on that bike.
Yeah, he really does. He pre-fires Cruisin', now coming across with a pistol, jumps over his shot. Actually, Davies puts his teammate down. Doesn't matter. He's like, you missed your chance, and then he shoots him. So Infinity win that round anyway. TKs doesn't matter. Everybody's got more than enough money to be able to patch that hole up. But Infinity take that first.
Okay, Denial losing quite a few members there early on. I mean, it looked like they were going to have an opportunity towards middle, but unfortunately Infinity putting an end to that right away. As soon as Denial starts to contest middle beyond that initial point, Infinity able to just stop it, and then towards the A ramp, that double push. I thought that was going to bite Infinity, but it actually pays off dividends as they get 2 kills as well as the bomb.
Fast play. Link struggles to get his air strafe out. It looks like Cruisin's able to pick them both up with a nade on the first player that was in the apartment still. And yeah, Infinity, they take some initiative. Oh, and now it looks like we still have somebody that wants to play the lurk game. This time it was Blue that jumped into the window and shot off a couple pop shots down to the player that was at jungle, but he has fallen out of that position and instead has come up through connector for the surprise.
Ooh, that nade just completely passes Spamsy in that position, only doing 1 damage to him. We do have all 3 members of Denial moving towards this connector as Blue is able to take down Spamsy. It will be Davies trading it out, and now Cruising coming through that connector, able to pick up the final 2, and it will be the 17th round going the way of Infinity.
So far so good in this OT. We're into the last round of the first half. And Denial will invest into AKs entirely. Link could get himself an op right here, but he'll choose the AK as well. I just love that. From the they even had the right idea. They had the player that was watching the flank from jungle, but still he was able to pick off that player first, and then find the next one that would have to have a 90-degree flick to be able to defend himself. But still, even then, if he wins that, he's still playing from behind.
And to start this round, we'll see points spamming through that mid smoke, not being able to do any damage to these Denial members that have just flooded out towards the bottom of connector. We're going to see the contact being made by Spamsy, and Link able to take him down now, moving quickly towards jungle, and they should be Denial now into the A site.
Finally, one of these fast plays looks to be rewarded. Into the site they go. They lose 1. Now the spam through the box takes Sam down to 50 HP. That's a welcome sight. Being 4-on-4.
Look at Sickly.
Yeah, well, Sickly doing a couple Sam A strategies right now, but it looks like Malbs did start to look at it, but he looked away thinking it was clear. So Points now knows that he has a player in behind him. Luckily, he's able to deal with him rapidly, but still, look at all these lurking positions. They're not expecting Denial to be off the site so quickly, so Davies is last man up. He's not going to win a 1v3 with full guns on everybody, and you end up with a 2-1 lead on that first half in favor of Infinity, but we go to OT half 2.
Yeah, Denial now picking up that final round, keeps them in it. It would have been very scary if Infinity took all 3 rounds and moved on to their T side, but Denial now, only being able to pick up 1 round, are going to need 3 in a row to make this map theirs. Infinity looking for 2 rounds in their back pocket to take map 1 home.
Yep, we start things over in the second half, just with a slight edge for Infinity. Denial have been playing super fast and aggressive on their T side, and it looks like the same thing for CT side. They've got Sam and Blue that jumped right into mid, and they will remain down there, all the while Link went into underpass as well. They're risking a lot on this round.
Infinity in response won't be taking it too quick, Dallas. They want to run this default. They want to see any overextension from any of these Denial members. And Denial did look towards middle very early on in the round, but as we near the 1:20 mark and actually pass it, we're going to see the Denial members fall into more of a passive setup and actually move over towards that B bomb site, keeping 3 members to play actually closer to it as Sam A moves back towards window. It's going to be linked towards lower B to try and catch a terrorist just off.
That A site's looking pretty weak.
It is.
Pretty weak. Sickly's going to have to come up massive, and when it's MR316K, there should be plenty of utility to soak up this site and turn it, just blanket it with a fog. He throws a flashbang if anybody's in A main. He hopes to slow him down. Rotations are coming. In fact, the B site has been mostly abandoned.
Yeah, Link aggressed through those B tunnels to make that call.
This goes from 1 defender to suddenly 4 defenders with a long rotator coming around to the rear flank. Bomb should get down safely. They're able to get into the site before using some utility, but hopefully Sickly doesn't have an angle. Definitely not now that that angle's been soaked up by a Molotov, but Sam jumps up on top of his teammate's head. What a shot from Points, because that was the long flank that was headed this direction, and considering Infinity didn't have too much resistance on the front line, they're able to focus a couple players to the rear with no distractions. 4v4 right now as Denial look to push everything, for the most part, straight through the CT ticket booth side. They've spotted 1, but they've lost it to 2 shots from Spamsy. He'll knock him out, looking for the 3rd as well. Doing damage here is more valuable than anything because it soaks up time. Vati and Sickly looking for them, but they can't quite find the targets. The bomb's planted for A main. It's just a little bit of a wider swing, but here comes Cruz, and Sickly's last man standing. Too many angles to clear out, and Infinity now 1 round away from taking the first map.
The idea there for Denial was to go into a full retake A setup, allow the rotation from Link to come in, and that's when they would actually explode on the site. Unfortunately, Link just pressuring it a bit too early. I would have liked to see the 4 members from Denial actually begin their retake, and then you have Link come in really late towards the end while the players are distracted. But in towards the start of the round there, well, Infinity just took the site. They're going to start checking their backs, obviously, early, and Link pressuring early gets him caught out. So Infinity, a nice round to get them 18, a great little A take, exploiting the denial retake setup. Let's see if they're able to get one more now, Dallas.
Same thing, they just set up over towards those B tunnels, well, before those, and they'll sit still, just hesitating, waiting to see if Denial continue what they did in the last round, because they had pushed up into mid last round with 3 players actually, 1 player from underneath, 1 player to two players to top mid. But yeah, points knocking out Sickly is going to be a really valuable frag. Infinity just 1 more step closer for map 1.
Okay, and we're going to see Infinity moving up towards lower B, not looking for a window boost. Same's actually going to beat the smoke.
Oh,
he's going to be able
what a
to catch
surprise.
1, but he is traded out, so a 4-on-3 will ensue.
Wow, luckily Spamsy was able to turn back to that one, but still a favorable trade. Any trade from here on out, Infinity are happy about. You just have to barely beat them.
Actually, Link aggressed the B tunnels once again, so he's going to tell his teammates, hey, look, B tunnels clear again, let's move over towards the A bomb site. And as he does move up towards Connector, he might be able to catch Spamsy out.
Oh, the timing. Spamsy just looked away. He's been spotted.
There you
Link
go.
gets the kill. He'll be able to get an AK here, too. Now the execute from Infinity is starting inwards, down through A main. They've got 3 players here with Molotovs behind him. There is no retreat at this point. 2 left, 1 left, only Davies. And what a play from Link right there, getting all the intel in the world, getting the opening kill, making sure Infinity had a one-dimensional attack.
Okay, Denial need 1 more round to bring this one back to the second overtime. Infinity on the brink of closing out map 1, just cannot find it, Dallas. Denial doing a great job across the maps to just shut down Infinity. Really, Link's aggression as well towards those B tunnels 2 rounds in a row. All of that information he's able to provide to his teammates is paying off dividends.
Double up for Denial. Just trying to get right back into OT2 if they can. Quick play into mid, just as they've done before. Spamsy's trying to get ahead of it, but he's blinded for the time being. A second kill comes in. 5v3 now, and 2 of those players are wounded. Sickly in the fire, trying to fight out of the corner and get an off angle. Sacrificing most of his HP to be able to do that. But what a great grenade that comes in. Ringing blue for 60 damage. The bomb's just now being planted. A retake A strategy begins for Denial. They're going to take some sweet time, too, sending Sam all the way around.
Okay, and how is this round going to unfold? You see Link very passive towards CT spawn, not wanting to go off and just lose his life during this retake. We will see the Denial players actually allowing the rotations to come in. Sam A coming up ramp, and this retake is going to take place here.
Yeah, well, when Link comes around the corner, there's going to be 2 terrorists there, I believe. Action is on the site itself right now, but here comes Link. Oh, they look away from him just in time. Points turns. The second shot was a miss for Link. Actually, no, he hit Davies. May have been an innocent bystander to that point, but Infinity managed to win the round regardless. 19-17, they take map 1.